Downloads of this show are available on Podomatic.com and the Podomatic mobile app.
Good morning, music lovers everywhere. This is Bob J. bringing you another episode of Black and Blues, a show that's aired here on Radio Free Brooklyn every Tuesday morning starting at 11 a.m. and going 2 hours to 1 p.m. On today's show, I'm going to violate the rules of DJing in that you're always told when you have a program, a musical program, that you have to vary the tempos. You should play a ballad and then a fast song and then a medium, one with a medium tempo. And you should just mix it up because people get tired of hearing the same tempo. Well, to hell with those old rules, because today's show is dedicated to uptempo R&B. I was just telling my son, who's here from L.A., just visiting, he's here in the studio with me, that he's going to hear a lot of jump tunes. And I was telling him that in the old days, like 50s, a lot of records that were issued, a large number of them, had a ballad on one side and a jump tune on the other side. Jump tunes were really common. In fact, a lot of records had two jump tunes on them. And it was a predominant form of music for many years, from the late 40s to probably the early 60s. So today we're concentrating on the 1950s for the most part. A few go into the 60s, but these are all up-tempo R&B, some with honking saxes, some not. But let's get started with an unusual recording from the Bullet label out of Nashville, Tennessee, by Tucker Cole's orchestra. This is House Rockers Jubilee.
Taxi, hold it there. There's a jamboree jumping not far from here. I want you to take me to Rampart Street, where the fine little chicks and the hep cats meet. The house rocker jamboree, and the house rocker jamboree. Well, we're gonna jump and shout at the house rocker jamboree. Say now, why no cost but 15 cents? You drink until you ain't got good sense. All our days, don't nobody care. 'Cause if you ain't high, you ain't nowhere. In the house rocker jamboree, and the house rocker jamboree. Well, we're gonna jump and shout at the house rocker jamboree. Go, Joe! We're gonna get knocked out and that ain't all. Do the hucklebuck till the break of day. The boogie woogie, all our troubles away. In the house rocker jamboree, in the house rocker jamboree. Well, we're gonna jump and shout at the house rocker jamboree. Well, all the talk about who is who, you don't have to worry, they'll be there too. I mean, Deacon Jones and Helen Brown. You won't know the difference when the sun goes down. And the house rocker jamboree, and the house rocker jamboree. Well, we're gonna jump and shout at the house rocker jamboree. nowhere. But I got something else that'll carry me anywhere. Now what did the woodpecker say to the eel? The more you wiggle, that's the better I feel. Baby, rock me. Wait for sunny roll. Well, she always rock me whenever she told. Well, blow. I'm going to the well. You beat me, shake, you gotta shake like. Baby, rock me. Wait for steady roll. Well, she always rock me. Never she told. Now Adam and Eve sitting on the rock. Adam told Eve, let me wind your clock. Baby, rock me. Wait for steady roll. Well, she always rock me. Never she told. Well, bye, bye. Well, bye, bye. Well, bye, bye. Well, bye, baby, bye. 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 Well, bye, bye, bye.
Well, that completes our first set of the day, Up-Tempo R&B. We started out with House Rockers Jamboree by Tucker Cole's Orchestra, done in Nashville in 1951 for the Bullet label. Tucker Cole's was the vocalist. Next was California Baby, Melvin Smith with F. Jackson's Band, recorded for RCA Victor in Atlanta, Georgia in 1952. Melvin Smith was the vocalist, Aaron Cook trumpet, Silly Willie Wilson on trombone, Carlos Bermudez on alto sax, Fred Jackson tenor, Howard Boggs piano, Wesley Jackson on guitar, H. Himago on bass, and James Williams on drums. Following that was Love You Baby, Bernard Hardison and his band, done for the Tennessee record label in Nashville in 1951. Bernard Hardison, vocal and piano, with an unknown sax, bass, and drums. By the way, on the label, they spelled his name Bernard. They left out the R. And we closed out with Pat Valdelar, Baby Rock Me, on the Mercury record label from Los Angeles in 1953. Pat Valdelar was the vocalist with an all-star jazz accompaniment, Art Farmer on trumpet, Jewel Grant alto sax, Plaz Johnson tenor sax, Ray Johnson on piano, Roy Hayes guitar, Eddie Williams on bass, and Jesse Sales on drums. So let's continue now with more rhythm and blues on the up-tempo side. Let's listen now to Harmon Jump Jones, Pack Your Clothes.
If you think I'm kind of crazy and you don't want me no more, let me tell you one thing, pretty baby. You can pack your clothes and go walking out my door. If you think my nose is open and I don't want to see you go, well, you got another thing coming. And I told you once before, you can pack your clothes and go walking out the door. You've been running around, pretty baby. You ain't been true to me, I see. Was gonna buy you a car, buy you a house, but you've been goofing over me. Pack your clothes and go walking out the door. Just because I said I love you and I don't want no other one. You've been running around acting a clown. Just because you got me gone, you can pack your clothes and go walking out the door. Clothes and start walking out the door. You can pack your clothes and go walking out the door. You can pack your clothes and go walking out the door. Away, leaving you, woman, California. Well, my, oh my, oh my, oh my, my, oh my. You better get out, woman, and let me be. 'Cause when you walk down the street, mess up with everyone you meet.
Baby, you used to look so neat, but mama, look at them big fat feet. My, oh my, oh my, oh my, my, oh my. You better get out, woman, and let me be your knock-knee cross-eyed pigeon-toe too. After you don't know what to do, got no shape, very little hair. You look just like a grizzly bear. My, oh my, oh my, oh my, my, oh my. You better get out, woman, and let me be. Get out! Mama, you think I'm gonna be your slave till the undertaker starts digging your grave? My, oh my, oh my, oh my, my, oh my. You better get out, woman, and let me be. But when you die, fill you deep, put a jug of wine at your head and feet. Can of beer in your hand, you can have your ball at promised land. My, oh my, oh my, oh my. My, oh my, you better get out, woman, and let me be. You better get out. You better get out. You better get out, baby, and let me be.
Well, you first heard Harmon Jump Jones, Pack Your Clothes, done for Vision Records right here in New York City in 1957. Harmon Jones was the vocalist, accompanied by a small band. Next, you heard Noble Shuffle, Johnny Milner and his Blue Ribbon Band, done for Fortune Records in Detroit in 1951. Jimmy Milner was the drummer, Jimmy Harris trumpet, Duke Coates on tenor, Bill Brewer piano, Henry White bass, and an unknown vocalist. Following that was Scatman Bailey with Buddy Tate's band, My Oh My, done for Federal Records in 1950 right here in New York City. Max Bailey was the vocalist, accompanied by Emmett Berry on trumpet, Dickie Wells trombone, Buddy Tate tenor sax, Dave McRae baritone sax, Sam Price piano, Al Norris guitar, Walter Page, the great bassist, jazz bassist, and Walter Johnson on drums. And we closed out with Jimmy Williams, who was called Mr. Blues, singing Big Legged Woman, done for Donnell Records in Philadelphia in 1961. Jimmy Williams was the vocalist, accompanied by his small band. Well, continuing with up-tempo R&B here on Black and Blues on Radio Free Brooklyn. In case you didn't know what you were listening to, we're here every Tuesday morning starting at 11 a.m. Today, I hope you take off your shoes and put on your dancing shoes, because this is all up-tempo R&B. So let's continue now with a recording from 1962 by Jessie May, real identity unknown. Who she is, I have no idea. And the title of the song is Don't Freeze on Me.
You can lock me, baby, behind the cellar door. You can even make me sleep on the kitchen floor. When it comes to your love, you hear me begging, please. Don't freeze on me. Don't freeze on me. You can stop me, baby. I'll never breathe a word. Just as long as you beat me, and I cry will be heard. When it comes to your love, you hear me begging, please. Don't freeze on me. Hey, don't freeze on me. Go on, say it. I'm just a fool, I know. Lord, I can't help it. Gotta go wherever you go. Stick to you like glue. Do what you tell me to. I've got a good thing going. I'm gonna see it through. Go on, say it. I'm just a fool, I know. Well, I can't help it. Gotta go wherever you go. Stick to you like glue. Do what you tell me to. I've got a good thing going. I'm gonna see it through. You can rob my pockets, turn them inside out. Well, it really doesn't matter. It's you I care about. When it comes to your love, you hear me begging, please. Don't freeze on me. Don't freeze on me. Don't freeze on me. Ow! Don't freeze on me. Yeah, yeah.
My baby got me dreaming in my sleep. Yeah, my baby got me dreaming in my sleep. She said goodbye, Lord knows she was sweet. She had soft red lips, great big pretty brown eyes. Yeah, she had soft red lips, great big pretty brown eyes. The way she loved me thrilled me to the sky. She'd slip and slide, and I'd keep moaning low. Yeah, she'd slip and slide, and I'd keep moaning low. Gee, they come on, Daddy, you know it's time to go.
and make some love tonight. Let's get together when the sun goes down. There won't be no one else around. We'll hug and kiss and pet and play. We won't come home till the break of day. Let's get together and make some love tonight. I'm not gonna worry about the time. I'm gonna make love until you're mine. Let's get together and make some love tonight. You don't have to worry about nobody else. My time is my own and I live by myself. Let's get together in any kind of weather. Let's get together and make some love today. Yes, I love a girl, she just turned 15. Well, her papa's okay, but her mama's so doggone mean. I said, let's get married, mama said, ain't like that. Yes, I said, let's get married, mama said, ain't like that. She said, get out of my house, you low down dirty rat. You're too old. Another thing, you ain't got no gold. Papa said, son, have your fun. It's all the same if she was 21. Papa said yes, but mama said no, no, no. She said you can't marry my daughter, so stay away from my door. Herself. Yes, I believe that mama loved me herself. 'Cause she couldn't stand to see me talk to nobody else. Just couldn't stand it.
Baby, is he gone yet?
I've been your back door man since 1944. Well, love you, baby, better than Well, when I'm tired of rocking, my baby still going strong. I paid my rent so I won't have to buy a tent, and I don't have a lousy cent. I hope that cat is moved out.
You just listened to Backdoor Man by Percy Welch and his House Rockers, done for the obscure Fran record label in Louisville, Kentucky in 1957. Percy Welch was the vocalist and drummer, Forey Wells guitar, and a small band accompanying. Right before that, you heard Lee Graves with Henry Hayes and his Rhythm Kings. Papa said yes, Mama said no, no, no. Lee Graves was the vocalist, Frank Mims on trumpet, Henry Hayes alto sax, Ed Wiley tenor sax, Willie Johnson piano, Goree Carter guitar, Donald Cooks on bass, and Ben Turner on drums. That was done for Mercury Records in Houston, Texas in 1951. Prior to that, you heard Jimmy Lewis and his band, Let's Get Together and Make Some Love, done in New York City in 1951 for Atlantic Records. That was Jimmy Lewis on vocal and guitar with a small band. And right before that, you heard Gene Parrish, Screamin' in My Sleep, recording done for RCA Records in Los Angeles in 1951. Gene Parrish was the vocalist, Jewel Grant alto sax, Maxwell Davis tenor sax, Clyde Dunn baritone sax, Willard McDaniel of Feats Too Big fame on piano, Chuck Norris guitar, Red Callender bass, Lee Young on drums, and we started out that set with Jessie May, Don't Freeze on Me, done for DRA Records in 1962. We have no idea where DRA was located. Jessie May was the vocalist with the Max Davis Orchestra. That's not Maxwell Davis, it's Max Davis, and no one knows anything about him either. A reminder, you are listening to Radio Free Brooklyn. This is Black and Blues. I'm your host, Bob J. This is episode 53 in a show devoted to black music of all varieties and styles from the 20s through the 60s. Sometimes we'll get into the 70s or 80s, but rarely. Let's continue now with more up-tempo R&B. Let's listen now to Bump Myers and his Frantic Five, I'm Telling You, Baby.
I'm telling you, baby, you and me are through. Yes, I'm telling you, baby, you and me are through. 'Cause you wake me, baby, in everything you do. You're never satisfied, no matter what I do. You're always loud and wrong, what's the matter with you? I'm telling you, baby, you and me are through. so mad, I'm about to blow my top. I can't stand it no more, it's just got to stop. I'm telling you, baby, you and me are through. 'Cause you wake me, baby, in everything I do. Dog to get my pay, then you throw all my money away. I'm telling you, baby, you and me are through. 'Cause you wake me, baby, in everything you do.
And the Lord said to Moses, this be my will, thou shalt not kill. Baby, 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 don't you know you're killing me? Baby, 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 don't you know you're killing me? First you love me, then you leave me, and I'm down in misery. Someone else, and you're supposed to be with me. Baby, that's murder in the first degree. Baby, 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 don't you know you're killing me? First you love me, then you leave me, and I'm down in misery. You told me that you love me, but now you make me cry. 'Cause everything you told me turned out to be a lie. Baby, 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 don't you know you're killing me? First you love me, then you leave me, and I'm down in misery. Some man in a shiny Cadillac. When you did that to me, darling, you stabbed me in the back. Baby, 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 don't you know you're killing me? First you love me, then you leave me, and I'm down in misery. I need your loving badly, and I'd gladly be your slave. If you don't love me, darling, then you send me to my grave. Baby, 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 don't you know you're killing me? Once you love me, then you leave me, and I'm down in misery.
Forgive me, baby, for mistreating you.
We started that set out with Bump Myers and his Frantic Five, I'm Telling You Baby, done for Dootsy Williams' Blue Record label in Los Angeles, California, 1950. Bobby Nunn was the vocalist with Hubert Myers on tenor sax and a small band. By the way, that song was first recorded on the Modern record label by a group called the Knickknacks. Bobby Nunn and Mickey Champion were members of that group, and Bobby Nunn is reprising it here, doing the vocal by himself. Bumps Myers was famously known for doing the sax work on one of blues's most famous recordings. I'm talking about T-Bone Walker's Call It Stormy Monday. That's where he gained a lot of his fame, made a lot of really fine, mostly up-tempo recordings. Following that was You're Killing Me, Milt Trainier and his Solid Six, done for RCA Records in Los Angeles in 1953. Milt Trainier was the vocalist, Shorty Rogers on trumpet, Milton Bernhardt trombone, the great tenor sax player James Guthrie on, obviously, tenor, Bob Cooper and Bud Shank, baritone sax players, Frank Patchen on piano, Jimmy Weibel on guitar, Howard Rumsey bass, and Shelly Manne, the great jazz drummer, was doing the drums here. And we closed that with Elmore Nixon with the Henry Hayes Orchestra, Forgive Me Baby, recording done in Houston, Texas in 1952 for Newark's Savoy record label. Elmore Nixon was the vocalist and the pianist. Henry Hayes was the alto player, accompanied by his small band. This is, for those of you who are just tuning in, Radio Free Brooklyn. The show is Black and Blues, and today's show is dedicated to only up-tempo, heavy-driven rhythms in the R&B genre. So let's continue now. It's a little early. It's not even noon yet, but a song by Milt Buckner, Red, Red Wine.
All right, here we go, here we go.
Bring me another cake.
Yeah, that's it. You know some of that red stuff. Red, red wine. Give me that red, red wine. Hand me that red, red wine. Fetch me that red, red wine. Yes, I want red, red wine. Nothing but red, red wine for me. That's it. Say, girl, get out of that corner. I see what you're doing. One more drink and I'll tell it all. Woo! Oh, look who just came in. Why, look like Susie Mae. Come here, gal, sit on your daddy's knee. Yeah, right there. That's it. Oh, who that cat over there look like Joe Lewis keep looking at you all the time? Your husband? Oh, get away from me, woman, get away from me. Let's bring some of that red stuff over here, will you? Red, red wine. Give me that red, red wine. Hand me that red, red wine. Fetch me that red, red wine. Yes, I want red, red wine. Nothing but red, red wine for me. Yeah! I'm gonna tickle it now. you will. Whisper in my ear and give me a thrill. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, baby dear. Tell me that you love me, that's what I want to hear. Let's forget the breeze. Let's forget the birdies up in the trees. Let's get to business, baby, if you will. Whisper in my ear and give me a thrill. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, baby dear. Tell me that you love me, that's what I want to hear.
Fuss and fight. Play it cool, treat me right. I want a cool, kind lover. Cool it, kind of love me like a dog. Cool, kind lover, ooh, you really my love.
Let's listen to one of Texas's best, Albert Collins and his Rhythm Rockers on Kangaroo Records, done in 1958 in Houston, Texas. Title of the song was Collins Shuffle. Albert Collins, guitar, Frank Mitchell, trumpet, Henry Hayes, alto sax, Cleotis Arch on tenor sax, Herman Hopkins, piano, Bill Johnson, bass, and Herbert Henderson on drums. Prior to that, one of my favorites, Texans, who moved to L.A. in the late 40s and made some great records, Jesse Thomas. That was Cool Kind Lover, done for Hollywood Records in L.A. in 1956. Jesse Thomas, vocal and guitar with a small combo. Prior to that, you heard an RCA Victor recording done in L.A. in 1952. Bob Williams with Howard Biggs Orchestra, Talk to Me. Bob Williams, vocal, Howard Biggs, piano, accompanied by unknown sax, guitar, bass, and drums. And we opened up with Milt Buckner and his Beale Street Gang. Wasn't recorded in Beale Street, but recorded in New York City by Savoy Records in 1951. Red, Red Wine. Milton Buckner, vocal and piano. Al Gray on trombone, unknown tenor, baritone sax, bass, and drums. So let's continue on with a tribute to uptempo and uptempo only R&B from the late 40s to mostly through the 1950s. So let's listen now to one of Houston's best groups, and I'm talking about L.C. Williams with J.C. Connie's combo. Shout, Baby, Shout.
Every night when you shout me in the morning, you know I'm done you right now. Shout, baby, shout, that shout. Well, shout, baby, shout, that shout. Well, shout, baby, shout, now shout me all alone. You're gonna shout me when I'm in, you're gonna shout me when I'm gone. Gonna shout me in the evening, won't be all alone. Well, shout, baby, shout, that shout. Well, shout, baby, shout, that shout. Well, shout, baby, shout, now shout me all alone. Every day you took all my love and gave it away, but sound, baby, sound, that sound. Well, sound, baby, sound, that sound. Well, sound, baby, sound, now sound me all alone.
girl, but she just won't be true. Well, I've got a girl, she just won't be true. Keep on on everything that I try to do. Well, it's real hard to find a woman to right by you. It's real hard to find a woman to right by you. Well, I got a little girl, but she just won't be true. Swear that I'm through with you. Well, goodbye, baby. Swear that I'm through with you. I'll find me a girl who appreciate the things I do. I'm sleeping with the blues. Now I'm eating, I'm sleeping with the blues. Tell me, Mr. Blues, is there any news of my love? I go out walking, so walking with the blues. When I feel like talking, no one to talk with but the blues. Now please don't think I'm squawking, just sick of these weary old blues. Well, the day that you walked out, the blues came walking in, and here they're gonna stay till you're in my arms again. Yes, I'm eating and sleeping, walking and talking with the blues. Well, tell me, Mr. Blues, is there any news of my love? So won't you call me on the telephone? Or won't you say you're soon coming home? Oh, please come home, mama, 'cause your daddy's all alone. Well, I woke up this morning, blues all around my head. Just got up and looked around, there were the blues in my bed. Well, I went to breakfast, there were the blues in my bread. I thought our love was strong, I guess that I was wrong. Why did she walk out on me? She's been gone so long, I know something's wrong. But till she comes home to me, I'll keep eating and sleeping, walking and talking with the blues. Yes, I'll keep eating and sleeping and walking and talking with the blues.
I'd still be dreaming and screaming if I could.
You just listened to Gene Parrish, Dream Blues, done for RCA Records in Los Angeles in 1951. Gene Parrish was the vocalist, accompanied by trumpet player Eddie Preston, Eddie Davis on tenor sax, Maurice Simon baritone sax, Henry McDade piano, Earl Phillips guitar, O'Brien on bass, and Al Barty on drums. Right before that, you heard Lem Johnson and his band, Eating and Sleeping Blues, done for MGM Records in New York City in 1953. Lem Johnson vocal, Sam the Man Taylor tenor sax, Eddie Allen piano, Milt Hinton, the great jazz bassist, and Rudy Traylor on drums. Right before that, you heard Blowtop Lynn and his House Rockers, done for RCA Records in Atlanta, Georgia, 1951. Title of the song was Rampaging Mama. Melvin Smith was the vocalist. Clyde William Lynn, that's Blowtop Lynn, alto and tenor saxes. W. Bostic trumpet, Wayman Carver tenor, Cleve Lyons piano, George Miller bass, and James Jackson on drums. Right before that, you heard Joe the Mighty Man Conrad and his Lucky Seven, She Just Won't Be True, done for Elko Records in Los Angeles in 1951. James Conrad, vocal and alto sax, Johnny Parker and Wild Bill Moore tenor saxes, Jimmy McCracklin, one of the great pianists in blues history, on piano, Alvin Parham guitar, Joseph Toussaint bass, William Lockhart drums. And we started out with Elsie Williams with J.C. Connie's combo, Shout Baby Shout, done for Freedom Records in Houston, Texas in 1949. Elsie Williams vocal, Conrad Johnson on alto sax, Sam Williams tenor sax, Lonnie Lyons piano, Lovin' Nunu Pitts on bass, and Allison Tucker on drums. That happens to be a man, Allison Tucker. Before we continue on with more up-tempo R&B music, let me just tell you about a few housekeeping details here at Radio Free Brooklyn. First of all, if you're unlike me and you do everything on your phone, my son's probably laughing in the background there, you can download an app so that you can listen to this show and not have to sit by your... Well, none of you have desktops anymore, right, Steve? Everyone has laptops. But you can hear the show and all the other shows here on Radio Free Brooklyn on your phone. All you have to do is go to radiofreebrooklyn.org. Yeah, we are a non-profit charitable institution. /iPhone, if you have an iPhone, or /Android, if you have an Android phone. Download the app, and then you can listen to this show and all the others here on Radio Free Brooklyn on your phone. Also, we do have a newsletter to keep you informed of new shows, show cancellations. Hopefully you won't read my name in there, but you never know. Interviews, Radio Free Brooklyn musical events at local places. We do many of them here in the Bushwick neighborhood, introducing you to musical acts, comedies, all kinds of different events and special offers and everything else on the newsletter. So all you have to do, it's real simple, radiofreebrooklyn.org /newsletter. Sign up. Doesn't cost you anything. We don't send you a bill. We don't solicit you. We don't constantly ask you for money. Get the newsletter. It comes out monthly. And keep informed of what's going on here at Radio Free Brooklyn. So let's continue now with a 1955 recording by Cordelia DiMalo. And it's called Ain't Gonna Hush.
Mouth.
date. Well, but my, oh my, but you are really fine. Yes, my, oh my, but you are really fine. But something tells me, baby, you're the San Quentin kind.
We started out with Cordelia DeMilo with Maxwell Davis Orchestra, Ain't Gonna Hush, done for Modern Records in L.A. in 1955. Cordelia Smith is her real name, was the vocalist. Maxwell Davis baritone sax. Those great guitar licks were done by Johnny Guitar Watson, and the rest of a small band. Next, you heard I Just Can't Help It, Eddie Alston, done in New York City in 1961 for Barry Records. Eddie Alston, vocalist, accompanied by a small band. Right after that, you heard San Quentin Bate, Charlie Boogie Woogie Davis and his orchestra, a recording done for Imperial Records in Los Angeles in 1947. Charlie Davis, vocal and piano, Jake Porter, trumpet, Eddie Hale, alto sax, and unknown saxes, guitar, bass, and drums. And we closed out with Roy Perkins on Melody Records out of New Orleans, Louisiana in 1955, Bye Bye Baby. Roy Perkins was the vocalist and the piano player. Those great guitar licks were done by Bassel Duhan and a small band. This is an exception to my rule. This is a white artist. Yeah, for years, people weren't sure whether he was white or black because he definitely plays in the black style of up-tempo R&B. It's a great recording, so I had to include it. I don't want to discriminate against Caucasians on this show. Well, let's continue now with more up-tempo R&B right here on Black and Blues, brought to you by Radio Free Brooklyn. We're on every Tuesday morning starting at 11 a.m. for 2 hours. Hope you enjoyed the show. Today we're doing up-tempo R&B. So let's listen now to Blue and Lonesome by Jimmy Lee with Jay Franks and his Rockets of Rhythm.
Feeling good. I just got home and I sure am feeling good. I just bought a home in a brand new neighborhood. There's a cute little chick that lives next door to me. There's a cute little chick that lives next door to me. She loves and jives, but she'd better let me be.
out 'cause she's so nice and kind. She knocks me out 'cause she's so nice and kind. I've got a real good notion to change her name to mine. Got me some money and a brand new car, brand new home, and I don't live far. Bye-bye, baby, I sure am feeling good. Just bought a home in a brand new neighborhood.
Got a job in the steel mill, live to steel all night long. Got a job in the steel mill, live to steel all night long. It made my muscles big, it made the hairs on my chest grow long. My baby loves a big man, a little bitty man won't do it. My baby loves a big man, a little bitty man won't do it. When I get on the scales, my baby hollers, daddy, daddy, do. Well, I came from a town where good men were hard to find. Yes, I came from a town where good men were hard to find. Well, the girls had a habit of calling me the man of mine. I could lift anything that wasn't glued to the ground. Could lift anything that wasn't glued to the ground. Women used to crowd around to see me pick them up and put them down. My baby loves a big man, a little lady man won't do. My baby loves a big man, a little lady man won't do. When I make my muscles roll, my baby hollers, daddy, daddy, do. Below's a big man, a little bitty man won't do. My baby loves a big man, a little bitty man won't do. When I start to making love, my baby hollers, daddy, daddy, do. Well, I went to the river to catch myself a little laugh. Yes, I went to the river to catch myself a little laugh. On my way through the woods, I met a big black bear. Well, I wrestled with that bear for 3 long days, they say. I wrestled with that bear for 3 long days, they say. That lucky bear broke loose and I'll bet he's a-running today. My baby loves a big man, a little bitty man won't do. My baby loves a big man, a little bitty man won't do. When I squeeze my baby right, my baby hollers, daddy, daddy, do. Daddy, do. Daddy, don't stop. Daddy, do, 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 do.
Well, down on the farm, they all call for me. They all call for me down on the farm. Well, the farmer called, his daughter called, all the others all the calls, all call for me down on the farm. Well, I'm coming out. Yes, I'm coming out. Yeah, 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 I'm coming on out. They all call for me down on the farm. Well, the cows call, the dogs call, chickens and the hogs call, all call for me down on the farm. Well, the turkeys call.
Well, I don't know how many people in Bushwick or in Greater Brooklyn can appreciate a song called Down on the Farm, but that was by Al Franklin Combo, done in Cincinnati, Ohio in 1957 on the Finch record label. Leroy Jones was the vocalist, accompanied by Al Franklin's Combo. Prior to that, you heard Carl Matthews doing Big Man on Apollo Records, done in New York City in 1953. Carl Matthews, vocal and piano, accompanied by a small band. Prior to that, Brand New Neighborhood by Fletcher Smith and his orchestra, a recording done for Swingtime Records in Los Angeles in 1953. Fletcher Smith, vocal and piano with a small combo. And we opened up with Jimmy Lee with Jay Franks and his Rockets of Rhythm, Blue and Lonesome, a recording done in Dallas, Texas, 1952 from Modern Records. Jimmy Lee Cheatham is the real name of the vocalist, accompanied by Rodney Jones on trumpet, Sonny Williams alto sax, Jay Franks tenor sax, Jesse Bradley baritone, Nelson Carson guitar, John Black on bass, Jack Larkin on drums, and an unknown trombone player. Well, it looks like we're coming to the close. Got another quarter of an hour left, and that's about it. But let's listen now to more up-tempo R&B. Let's go back to 1956 Chicago, Edith Mackey doing Skillet's Gonna Fry.
Well, the skillet's gonna fry and the pots are gonna boil this morning. Well, the skillet's gonna fry and the pots are gonna boil this morning. I'm tired of you coming in here at the break of dawning. Well, the house is gonna shake and the dish is gonna break this morning. Well, the house is gonna shake and the dish is gonna break this morning. I'm gonna melt over you without a word of warning. Yes, the neighbor's gonna squawk and the people's gonna talk this morning. Well, the neighbor's gonna squawk and the people's gonna talk this morning. If your money's all gone, you better hurry and do some pawning. I can't see a thing you bought, but your paychecks are always short. No, I can't see a thing you bought, but your paychecks are always short. Yes, the skillet's gonna fry and the pot's gonna boil this morning. I can't stand your lying and cheating. I don't like the things you do and the game you're playing, Daddy. I can play it just as hard as you. So you better use all your senses, 'cause you're playing a little too strong. But if you decide to change your ways, you will always have a home. That's why the broom's gonna break and your head's gonna ache this morning. I'm gonna teach you a lesson that won't be hard in learning. Yes, the skillet's gonna fry and the pots are gonna boil this morning. Yes, the skillet's gonna fry and the pots are gonna boil this morning. I'm tired of you coming in here at the break of dawning.
My head went rocking and a reeling. First time you called my name, I got a funny feeling. Since then I haven't been the same. My heart went tick, tick, tock. First time you held me tight, I wanted to rock, rock, rock. Everything was alright. Be 5, be 4, 4, Jiminy, Jiminy Cricket, yeah, 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 my husband cuckoo. First time I look at you, and then I heard you call, I felt 10 feet tall. Yeah. Dum dum, hey, hey, hi, hi, hi. Jiminy, Jiminy Cricket, yeah, yeah, yeah. My husband cuckoo. First time I look at you, and when I heard you call, I felt 10 feet tall. A Jiminy Cricket, yeah, yeah. I feel dee dum.
Yes, I'm talking about you. Don't care what you do. Yes, you fire and then you brown from your head to your feet. I'm telling you, baby, you sorry. I'm talking about you. Yes, I'm preaching about you. Yes, I'm talking about you. Don't care what you do. Hey, let's talk. Talking about you, I'm walking. Talking about you, let's talk. Yes, about you. Well, talking about you. Don't care what you do. About you, I wanna breathe. Talk to you, I wanna talk. Talk to you, yes, preach. Talk to you, talking about you. Don't care what you do.
You don't have to run away. All I want is your love and daddy. That's all right with me. All I want is to hug and squeeze you. That's all right with me. All I want is to have you near me. That's all right with me. Sweetly deep, badly roll, Italy pattern, it really doesn't matter 'cause all I want is your loving daddy. That's all right with me. All I want is to make you happy. That's all right with me.
If you're looking for a big shiny car and furs and jewel and cash, if that's what you think you're gonna get, well, forget it.
I don't want all that trash. All want all that trash. All I want is the kids and daddy.
That's all right with me.
All I want is to have you near me.
That's all right with me.
All I want is to keep you happy.
That's all right with me.
You got any money, daddy?
Uh-oh. I'm getting out of here.
You just listened to That's All Right With Me, Lewis Payne Orchestra, vocals by Bonnie Buckner and Danny Runjo Taylor, done for Saxony Records here in New York City in 1955. Preceding that was Piney Kokomo Brown and his Blue Flashes, Talking About You, done for Atlas Records in New York in 1952. Piney Brown was the vocalist with a small band. Right before that, you heard Lauren Dean and the Alex Sample Band, a recording done for Backbeat Records in Houston, Texas, 1958, entitled Fee Fi Fum. Lauren Dean on vocals, a small combo accompanying, and we started out with Edie Mackey, Skillet's Gonna Fry, done in Chicago in 1956 for the great VJ Records. Edith Mackey, vocal, Ed Lewis, trumpet. Can't read my notes. Al Gray, trombone. Ornette Cobb, tenor sax. Harold Cumberbatch, baritone sax. Harold Mayers, piano. Jimmy Mobley on bass, and Al Jones on drums. Looks like we're coming to the close of the show, so let's close out with Rock Me Daddy by Lori Tate, and hopefully we'll have time to finish up with Joe Jones, Will Call. Let's listen now to Lori Tate.
I say rock me, baby, rock me with all your might. Well, rock me, baby, rock me with all your might. Because last night we really did have a fight. Well, rock me, baby, rock me with all your might. I say rock me, baby, rock me with all your
we're all having a ball. But when I popped the question, she told me about the will call. Had done put away shoes, I ain't told you all. Yes, had put away shoes, but I ain't told you all. She had to have $2 to get them out of the will call. Club dudes, new hat, jet black, long hair, down the there, new tee, real neat, new shawl, everything in a will call. Took my will call, baby, and put her in a layaway. Took my will call, baby, and put her in the layaway. And until I get more money, I ain't got nothing to say.
Well, we started with Lori Tate and the Joe Morris Blues Cavalcade, done for Atlantic Records in New York in 1950, Rock Me Daddy. And we followed that with Will Call Joe Jones and his music, Capitol Records, done in New Orleans in 1954. This is it. Have a good week. See you next week.